I am Gargi Rawat, and I'm going to take you through the big controversy that has broken out today. It all started when some opposition MPs claimed to have received a notification from Apple saying that there were attempts being made to hack their device. What exactly it said was that Apple believes you are being targeted by state-sponsored attackers who are trying to remotely compromise the iPhone associated with your Apple ID. So obviously this created a big controversy. Many of these MPs, and these were Shashi Tharoor of the Congress Party, Priyanka Chaturvedi of the Shiv Sena, Uddhav Thackeray, Mahua Moitra, who is currently anyway embroiled in a controversy of her own. There was also Raghav Chadda of the Aam Aadmi Party. There was Akhilesh Yadav who hit out over this. There was also apparently three people in Rahul Gandhi's office who got these notifications, as well as the head of think tank ORF, Samir Saran. So a host of opposition MPs, many of whom are critics of the government, receiving this notification saying that Apple believes that they're being targeted by state-sponsored attackers. It also goes on to say that they must upgrade the software on their phones, etc. Now, Apple responded to these claims and said that these attackers are likely. This again now, the notification says that these attackers are likely targeting you individually because of who you are or what you do. If your device is compromised, state-sponsored attacker, they can be able to remotely access your sensitive data, communications, or even the camera and microphone. So this was a warning. It didn't say that you are hacked, but it claimed attempts are being made. And Apple also said that while it's possible this is a false alarm, please take this warning seriously. Now, what Apple explained later about this said that state-sponsored attackers tend to be very well funded and sophisticated, and their attacks evolve over time. Detecting such attacks relies on threat intelligence signals that are often imperfect and incomplete. It's possible that some Apple threat notifications may be false alarms, or that some attacks are not detected. We are unable to provide information about what causes us to issue threat notifications. So they said they're not going to share why this threat notification has been issued, because that would in turn help the hackers. Because if they provide information as to what has alerted them to these attempts at hacking, this may help the state-sponsored attackers adapt their behavior to evade detection in future. And the reason that they're saying it's state-sponsored is because such this sort of level of sophistication of attempting this sort of a hack can only be done by some entity, some state entity. And they're saying we don't know what entities this is, so they're not naming any specific government organization, any specific countries, etc. What also emerged later when then you had IT Minister Ashwini Vaishnav addressing a press conference in which he hit out at opposition MPs, and he said that they're compulsive critics of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and he also said that this is that they're doing destructive politics, and this is all just a means of distracting as well. So the government playing down these surveillance claims of opposition MPs that brought back memories of the Pegasus scandal that had broken out in 2021, in which there were many activists and lawyers and even BJP leaders. In fact, IT Minister Ashwini Vaishnav himself was supposedly one of the people who was targeted by this Pegasus software, which was something developed by Israel and only sold to government. So remember, that was a massive controversy at the time. It went to the Supreme Court, and since then, it's just been an ongoing case there. Now, IT Minister also said that Apple's statement, which said notifications were issued to 150 countries. So it's not just in India, 150 countries. And he quoted Apple as saying this is based on often imperfect, incomplete data, and that some may be false alarms. So the government, playing it down. But Mr. Vaishnav also said that the government takes its role of protecting privacy and security of all citizens very seriously, and that a detailed investigation had been ordered. Now, earlier in the day, when some of these MPs had received these notifications, Priyanka Chaturvedi of the Shiv Sena or the Thackeray had even shared it on a social media platform X and said, "Wonder who, shame on you," and she even CC'd Union Home Minister Amit Shah. Congress MP Shashi Tharoor had said he verified the email from the threat notifications at apple.com. So he'd even gone so far as to, verify it from there. And as I said, Sameer Saran had also received this same notification. We interviewed Union Minister Rajiv Chandrasekhar, who had hit out and said this is something that Apple now needs to explain. So the junior IT minister has tweeted several questions to Apple and said that despite Apple's claims of being secure and privacy compliant, how is this happening? This is something, he said, this has got nothing to do with the Indian government. This is something Apple needs to explain, that how this is happening and how are they claiming that they are, so safe and privacy compliant. So that is what the government has said. They've said they've also asked for an inquiry to be done into all of this. Now, tech experts have said that, when it comes to Android versus Apple, that cybersecurity, that, it's very likely that if it was Android phones, one wouldn't even know if this was happening, if this sort of hacking attempt had happened, or if they'd been compromised in any way. It's just that Apple seem to have detected some attempts and sent out this notification. So we'll wait and see what the government inquiry, brings out. But the government has said that they're looking into this entire matter, that an inquiry has been ordered, but also calling opposition leaders compulsive critics doing destructive politics.